Bust a Move by Young MC. This song has always been able to awaken my brain from, well, anything. When I hear it, my mind runs through all the lyrics and I smile. I smile because I love this song. It makes me feel bouncy, and of course, I'm also happy because I know all the words and I can keep up with Young MC rapping. I don't remember when I actually first heard this song. All I do know is that the tape was one of the first tapes I ever bought when I was living on my own. I believe that I actually paid full price for it. No pawn shops this time. Besides this specific amazing song, there were a few others that I really liked on the album. Principal's Office was pretty good, and I'm sure at one time I would have been able to sing along with all the lyrics perfectly. But time seemed to have erased that song from my sing-along memory, and I can't really recall any other songs specifically on that album. Well, until I started writing the story. I wasn't even aware that he had even released any more records. But actually, he released music all the way up until 2008. This song is what I really love about rap. It's a series of stories set to music. The chorus certainly tries to tie it all together with the idea of helping a guy be brave with the ladies. But honestly, on that front, it kind of fails. But the mini stories are exceptionally well written and performed. They are clear, funny, and just not too direct or blunt. I think his style of music is exactly what I look for in rap. I like stories. Ice-T tells magnificent stories in his raps. I mean, yes, there are the obligatory brags in there as well, but the story comes through. And Young MC is no different. He has the subtle bragging, but his stories are just not as direct. He seems to expect his listeners to hear the words and get the point for themselves. He thinks that he has a smart audience, and I think he does too. I think that Public Enemy, for example, is trying to be as direct as they can because sometimes people just don't listen unless you shock them. I suppose that's why Young MC got so much radio play. His music, at least the first album, was very unoffensive, but in a good way. Now, he wasn't trying to force people to live in the land of sunshine and roses, but at the same time, he wasn't spitting venom and trying to scare people into change or anything. Young MC stood right in the middle, between DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince and Public Enemy. Kind of what Will Smith was trying to do at the end of his Jazzy Jeff collaboration, but before he jumped into the movie soundtrack arena. But where Will failed to find that specific middle ground, Young MC seemed to find it very, very easily. I believe that both sides of the hip-hop spectrum are valid. Sometimes you want to be outraged. You need to be pissed off. But then there are other times when all you want to do is hear a goofy story about someone picking up a girl at a wedding. I believe both are valid, fun hip-hop styles, and I really enjoy both of them. It seems to me that rap has always been about telling folks how great you are, or how much money you have, or the flocks of women who throw themselves at you. Most hip-hop and rap is exactly that. I think that it takes a special kind of writer to find a way to tell a coherent story in time with music. Ice-T does that, and so does Public Enemy, as does Young MC. But all is not lost in the world of a white guy talking about the hip-hop game. Many rappers make up for the bragging shortcomings by creating amazing music. California Love by Tupac is a perfect example of this idea. The lyrics are kind of braggy. Tupac knows he's great, but he wants to continually remind his listeners of that fact. But the Dr. Dre music, that's where the song shines. It's catchy, it's quick, it's perfect. The genius of Dr. Dre takes the listener away from Tupac's bragging. And Eminem, well, he does the same thing. Amazing music to accompany the more braggy of his songs. Now let me be very clear here. Both Eminem and Tupac have great songs, and not all of them are boastful. But it seems that more are than not. Now, I'm not going to lie and tell you that there are no Young MC braggy songs. That simply would not be true. But to me, the stories and rhymes of the other songs overshadow his boastful tunes. Rap back then was something that you had to hide from your parents. Tapes had the explicit lyrics warnings all over them. And if your parents saw that, then they'd know. They'd know that you knew how to swear. And if they ever heard the songs, boy, they'd be pissed. I could hear my dad now, after playing him Public Enemy's 911 as a joke. he'd tell me not to listen to this song because, well, you should respect the paramedics of the world. Ice-T with his Power album was absolutely something that I would have to hide from my folks. If I ever let my parents see the cover of that album, my mom would have freaked out, telling me that I should not gawk at the lady on the cover. But as a young man, I know that was a great picture. Even when Vanilla Ice came onto the music scene, I would have to still have been very wary of having my parents listen to Ice Ice Baby. I mean, he talks about having a gun and shooting people, and how all he did was travel from block to block. The first thing out of my parents' mouths would have been disapproval at all the boastful lyrics and the theft of the Under Pressure song. My mom was a big Queen fan. I can just imagine how offended she would have been. Jesus, wow. I never thought I would have ever had to say that Vanilla Ice actually offended somebody. But Young MC would have been a tape that I wouldn't have had to hide. The music had a calming effect to it. No screaming, no swearing, just a guy telling a story to music. And the songs didn't really attack any social problems. He was not performing songs in an angry voice or anything. It seemed to me that his music was designed not to annoy or outrage anybody, especially the older generation. Bust a Move did very well for a Young MC. It reached number 7 on the US charts. He even had the bassist for Red Hot Chili Peppers, Flea, perform on the song. Now that was his first hit song, but Young MC had been on the music scene for a little while by then. He collaborated with Tone Loc on the songs Funky Cold Medina and Wild Thing. Both songs were big hits for Tone Loc. Young MC won the Grammy for Best Rap Performance of 1990 with his song Bust a Move. Years later, I was pleased to learn that Bust a Move was included in several music video games. I found it on SingStar, DJ Hero, Microsoft Lips, and more recently, Harmonix's Fuser. When I first saw the list of SingStar songs, I immediately grabbed the mic and started to sing the song. My wife and friends were a little shy. They didn't believe in my rapping skills. They thought the song was just too fast to do well on. Well, at least, without the help of alcohol. So, while they sipped their beers, I proved them wrong. I performed the song perfectly, keeping in time with the fast rapping. It still gets played regularly in my house today. Karaoke in my house usually ends up with me speed talking through the song. To me, this song is perfect. It allows me to enjoy the story, badly dance to a song, and smile as my brain goes into high gear trying to recite all the lyrics in my head. It brings back a sense of accomplishment as well. It was one of the first tapes that I bought after only hearing one song. And that tape didn't suck. I picked a winner that still stands to this day. And I still know all the lyrics. I don't know why. Thanks for listening to another story that fell out of my head. What rappers are your favorite? Or are you like me and have favorite songs, not really artists? If you do, what are your favorite hip-hop songs? Let me know in the comments below. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.